Hello everyone, and good evening once again. Welcome to another Money Space with me, Kalu Aja. Of course, here we're talking personal finance, the economy, and of course, investing. This week we're gonna have a talk around, investing in bank shares. As you're aware, the Central Bank of Nigeria has asked all Nigerian banks to recapitalize. What that means is they've asked all the Nigerian banks to raise their capital, meaning you've got to go to your equity side, bring in new investment funds. So, like, you know how you have a shop, right? And you want to start that shop with 1,000 naira. So now the central bank has asked those shop owners to increase that 1,000 naira to say 10,000. So they want you to increase your capital, what you're doing business with. And you can use that capital for whatever you want, right? But you've got to introduce that capital into the bank. And then the bank will then roll out, say, new branches or acquire new operations. And the capital base, the structure, the support of that bank now gets enhanced. That's essentially, in simple terms, what's going on. So you're going to see a lot of Nigerian banks from now till the deadline is done. You're going to see those Nigerian banks come out and say, "Hey, well, I want to raise capital and all that," right? So this week, we want to talk a little bit about the access offer. We want to talk is what it all means. What do those terms you see on the offer mean? And you can use them for just any other offer because you're going to get rights offers going forward from any other institution. But this will give you a pointer onto how you should review those offers when you get them and all that. So I shared a trend yesterday. It would help if you could just go to the trend. You would see where I've talked about the Access Bank trend, Access Bank offer. I did a trend. I put the prospectus there, right? And you would see where it's saying Access Holdings PLC rights issue of about 17 million ordinary shares at 19.75. What do all this mean? That's what I want to just talk around. So I'll just do an explainer, right? Then if you have questions, either do a DM or request to speak, I will take them. Let me just explain to you using the chat that I have in front of me, right? So first of all, the word there is rights issue. What does rights mean? So when the company goes public, the first time you create a company, for instance, it's going to be a private company. So you create your own company. Maybe you and your brother own the company. That's going to be like a limited liability company. Then let's say you now get bigger. You want to bring in new investors. Then you go public. Public means you are selling your shares to the general public to invest in your capital. When you sell your shares to the public, that's why you now have PLC, which is a public liability company, right? So limited now changes to PLC. So Access Holdings is a PLC, which means their shares are held by the public, right? Now, when you issue your shares for the first time, that's an IPO, an initial public offer. So the first time you share your shares to the public, that's an initial public offer. After then, when you sell your shares to the public, it's going to be a public offer. In this instance, Access Holdings is doing a rights issue, which means that those that can buy these shares are those that are already on the books of Access Bank as shareholders. So if you already own Access Bank shares, then you can buy these shares through the rights issue because it's your right to participate in this offer. So it is a rights issue at 19.75. 19.75 means that's the price you would take up those rights are. Usually that price is at a discount, right, to what the price is listed on the open market. So I think it's about a 19% discount to what it was in March when this maybe was packaged and all that. So it's sort of like a discount to you if you're an existing shareholder. Now, can you buy these shares if you're not a shareholder of Access Bank? You can, but you're going to go through your broker. What this means is that if you are an existing holder of Access Holding shares and you do not want to participate in this rights issue, you can sell your rights for cash. So don't just ignore it. Either you participate or you ask your broker to sell your shares so you make some cash from this transaction. If you don't want to participate, sell. and then someone else can take up your rights. So rights are tradable, right? So they can then take those rights and participate in this share offer. So across the board, that's what it means. Now, let me just talk broadly about share price, and then I'll open up the floor to you guys. I already have your questions on DM, nice questions. Now, when you see a price 19.75, what does that mean? You know, share price is a very, very unique thing. Let me talk about the share price. It means that the total returns you would make from Access Holdings in the future, if you bring those holdings that you're going to make from Access Holdings in the future, bring it back to today, taking inflation, taking the earnings, taking all those factors, if you bring it back today, you are going to make 19.75. So essentially, when you are buying a share, you are buying future earnings of that stock, not today. You are buying future earnings of that company. And you're essentially saying that what you're buying today is at a price. That's what we call the intrinsic price. That's what Access is really worth. When you want to buy a share, you want to buy a share where the intrinsic price, that's the real price, you want to buy at a price lower than the intrinsic price. So what you are saying here is that this 19.75 is lower than the intrinsic price of Access Holdings, meaning that when the market eventually catches up with you, the price will go up because you are buying at a discount to the intrinsic value of Access Bank. That's what you are doing. So you are saying, listen, I'm going to invest my 19 naira today in Access Bank, and Access Bank is going to take this money and they are going to do this. They're going to buy, they want to invest in branches in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja. They want to invest in branches outside Nigeria. They already have a license in Hong Kong. They have a license in all across the world. What you are saying is this: if Access Bank does all what they say they are going to do, right, the price of Access Bank would rise from 19.75 to something much higher. So that at this price, you are buying this at a discount to the market price. That's essentially what you are saying. And that's how you want to look at the price. So in finance, we say the share price is the present value of the future earnings. The present value of the future earnings. And that's essentially what you're trying to do. So what's Access Bank doing with all this money is going to do? I already gave you a bit of an insight into that. Access Bank wants to do a lot of investment in branches, in operations, in IT, in ATMs, in systems. They want to essentially expand their footprint, not just across Nigeria, but also across Africa and even the world. They are already a foremost brand. Everybody knows Access. Now they want to go international, all right, and essentially sell this Access brand to other nations that are not yet using the Access brand. So they are saying that when they do this, they can increase business, they can increase deposits, and then of course that means that their returns go up. So you buying at 19.75, you are then getting into this train at an early discounted price. That's the calculation for you guys. You are buying in now at an early price because when they invest these funds, then the funds then bring them more earnings. That's the point that they are making to you, that they are going to bring in more earnings to you. Now let me just talk a bit about Access Bank. Access Bank has got a pension limited, right? Access Holdings. So when I say I'm interchanging, but just Access Group, right? They've got a PFA, they've got a pension fund, they've bought ARM. So that gives them that access to long-term capital. They have an insurance brokerage firm, right? They have in Gambia, a branch in Gambia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Rwanda, Zambia, Congo, Ghana, the Cameroons, Mozambique, Kenya, South Africa, Botswana, Angola, and the United Kingdom. That's a spread that you have to take into cognizance. Remember what I said, this money is going to grow to expand their business. So think of it this way, think of a shop that has just one branch in Alade Market. Now that shop's going to have a branch in Jos, in Maiduguri, in Aba, in Lagos, in Kwara. That means that shop would make more sales. So if that shop owner tells you, buy into my shop now at 19.75, I'm going to take your money and expand my shop. I'm going to go in and buy new branches across Nigeria. I'm going to even go and open up a new branch in China, right? And I'm going to get goods cheaper than the competition. So if you buy now, you are buying that stock without them making those investments. So that's the discount that I'm sort of referring to, that you're buying in as a discount to their future earnings. That's how you want to look at it. And if you think that calculation or that prompt from Access Bank is real, then of course you go ahead and then you talk to your advisor, and if he agrees with you, then you can go ahead and take that decision. Let me stop talking. Let me get James. James, thanks for being the first guy in here. What's on your mind, James? Keep it very, very short. There's no, just go to the point so that we can get guys in there. We've got about, say, 30 minutes in here. It's not going to be that long space. So, James, what's on your mind?
Listen, I'm a shareholder. I own 30 shares, and the rights issue sent to me is 65 shares.
Yep.
My problem now, first, how do I acquire that share? How do I pay? Do I need to fill a form? What process do I need to go through?
Correct. So, excellent question. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, my second concern is there is an amount to pay in the email I received. I think it's about 19.75 or something. Is that 19.75 times the 65 shares I am to pay for? Those are my two.
Excellent question, James. Yes, you are correct. One share is 19.75. You have the right to buy 65 shares. So what they are asking you to do, that if you want to take up your rights in total, you multiply 19 by 19.75 times the number of shares you want. If you want everything, you buy it. If you don't want, sell the rest. If you just look on my page now, I have shared the right circular. I've shared it again. You can pick that form, fill it, take it to your bank or stockbroker. Any bank or stockbroker will take this from you. Go to your stockbroker, right, and just submit that form to them with your check. I've just shared the right circular again. So just go in there, grab it, and then that's it. So very, very simple question there.
Okay, sir. Arising from what you have just said, is it not possible for me to make the transaction online, or because
correct? You can. If you go to that link, this form is online. Scan that form, do it online, and just respond back to them. I think Access Bank, I'm pretty sure, send them a DM. They will respond to you. But I put the link in there. I just shared it again. On top of the trend, there's a link right there. Any banker, any broker that you have that is online, it doesn't have to be Access Bank. Anyone that you use that has online access, you can submit your shares through them. All you're doing is just taking advantage of that offer through any receiving agent. They'll do that for you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome, James. Let's move to Nedu. Nedu, what's on your mind?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
No worries.
Let me contribute to what James asked on how to get across. I think they have it. They are hosting it on the Access More platform on the mobile app. What you need to do.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what you need to do is update the mobile app to the latest version. Then when you log in, you click on investment. You see wealth by Coronation. So you follow that, step, and you do it online without any need to contact your bank or stockbroker. I think that one is much faster. And secondly, what I want to add there is, I think this access right is more of investing in a larger.
Ned, what's the question?
Okay, what I'm asking, this right, is it only available for existing shareholders? Is there no room for new or are they not expecting new people, or just within what they have?
So
Are they not expecting?
rights means it's only available for existing shareholders, but you can trade your rights. So if you want to buy the Access Bank rights, talk to your stockbroker, talk to your banker. They will try to get those rights from someone that is selling. So if you are like you saw James, an existing shareholder, if he wants to sell his, that's what you buy. So if it's available to buy, that's what you then buy. So you talk to your broker and say, I would like to participate. I'm not a shareholder. Then they can give you for someone that has renounced his rights. Yeah?
All right, thank you.
Excellent. So it's Access Holdings, guys. Sorry if I'm interjecting. It's Access Holdings that were the opening shares. Abba, what's on your mind? Go ahead, Abba.
Hello, Mr. Kalu.
How are you?
Evening.
Good evening.
Very well, thank you. Thank you for this space. I was actually going to point out that the shares can be bought on the Access More app, but Niju just pointed that out.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's okay to say that here, but I work with Access Bank and I can actually assist anyone having.
Only if you pay me 10%. Only if you pay me 10%, then sure you can do it. So Abba is here. I mean, Abba, you can go ahead and if you can share your link on the top, share whatever on the show on the space, it's fine. I mean, any broker, stockbroker, banker can take your offer. Go ahead and share. Yeah, we want to get more people to invest. I want people to invest, right? To be invested in Nigeria because you get the return. So yeah, go ahead.
I think so. Even though I'm an insider, but I have encouraged a lot of my family and friends to invest because this is a very, very, very good opportunity. And like I said earlier, my DM is opened. If you have any issues at all, I don't know, maybe I'm going to drop my official email or something. You can send me an email, whatever issues you're having, getting your right. I'm more than willing and happy to assist you with.
Gotcha. All right, super. That's Abba there throwing out the. Throwing that out there for you guys. Let's get Balayefa Nehemiah. If I kill that, I apologize. Balayefa.
Carlo, good evening.
No vex, sir.
I'm fine, or you pay me fine.
White goat only. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, a quick one.
Yes, sir.
I noticed you referenced March with regards to the price of the stock of Access Bank. As of yesterday, when I checked, I noticed that they were at 19.4. So I don't know. Is it nice to buy from them directly, or we can just go straight to buy from the cheaper one?
I think usually what has happened is maybe the price has moved a bit or has fluctuated a bit because of the news. You know, the news that came out because of the tax issue. But I think when it was in March, it was about a 19% discount. So I would say. The price, let me just be very, very clear. The price of a stock, look at it simply as the present value of the future earnings. Ignore the price, quote unquote. Ask yourself, if I buy this Access Holdings at 19.75, do I think Access Bank can make more earnings for me over the years? If the answer is yes, that's all you're interested in. That's really it. Stock price is about earnings. So your question is, will Access make more earnings? I get the question you're asking. I would look at it in terms of that the price represents what has happened in the past. What you want now is, will Access continue to make earnings for you in the future? That's what you're interested in. Yep.
Carlo, can I quickly say something, please?
Yep.
Okay, when you're buying with us, the price you'll be paying is exactly, that's like when Niju spoke and he said he has 65, he's entitled to 65,000. What you'll be paying is that 65 multiplied by 19.75. But I think when you're buying with the brokers, there are some additional brokers charges and some other charges though. So when you look at the price on the market, it might look lower than what we're currently selling at. But in the end, if you look at the total price you might be paying, it will be higher than what you'll be paying as if you're buying directly from.
So Abba, you're saying if you buy it via the right, you don't pay any taxes, duties.
There are no extra charges.
When I don't hear, that's the advantage. So if you're buying directly through your rights, you are buying from the quote unquote from the organization, right? So they are maybe waiving those fees for you. So it's a little bit of a discount that you get in terms of you're not paying those fees. Abba, thanks for that clarification. Very, very important. So Mr. Balaya, I think that's sort of like maybe gives them a bit of incentive to buy through the rights if you have it. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Thank you, sir. Smart, Dr. Smart, what's on your mind?
Thank you very much, Dr. Kalu. That's the same question I was about to ask. Isn't the shares not trading cheaper on NSE?
Apart from before Abba gave us that clarification, I just think that the share price had moved because of the issue with the taxes. But apart from that, rights issues usually come, even rights and public offers usually come out as a slight discount to the market price, because that's always the advantage with the POs and the rights issues. But I think Abba has given us that clarification. So yeah, like again, look at the price as the future. Look at it. Will Access Bank take your 19.75 and make more money from it? That's the question you want to ask your advisor. And that when you get that answer, then you then do the needful, right? That's what you want to do. Doctor, any other? Did you have any follow up?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
I appreciate that, sir. Let me get Miles. Is that Miles or Miles?
Miles is fine.
Miles, how you doing? Fine. Good. What's up?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. So my question is just from an educational perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw the likes of GT saying the proposed use of the funds they will get from their own issue and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if Access have disclosed their own.
Oh, they have.
At the end of the day, okay, they have. Okay,
should I? Let me just go ask the question first. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. So at the end of the day, when these funds are being raised and all of that, do they actually disclose the proposed usage of the funds as in maybe they've used the proposed fund they've used it for so. So for investors to actually know that okay, the amount they've invested into the business is being used for the proposed usage.
Great question. And I think that usually on all public offers, you've got to disclose what you want to do with the funds. And also for an investor, if you read that document, it also tells you how strategic the company is being. Let's look at what Access wants to do with the funds. Access wants to invest in new branches. They said Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja. They want to use 7% of the funds for that. They want to invest in new ATMs and POS machines. They want to use 5% of the funds for that. They want to upgrade the existing ATMs and branches. They want to use 3% of the funds for that. They want to invest in network infrastructure, 12%, about 41 billion or so for that. They want to invest in cyber security. Whoop whoop, cyber security, very important in Nigeria. 8% is going to go there. Then the big boys come in. They want to lend to corporate and commercial banking segments, 45%. So they're raising money, of course, because they are into the financial services. They want to lend to corporate and commercial banking. They are lending to retail business segments, about 15%. Then lending to the SMEs, about 5%. So the local and international business expansion is 65%. IT is 20%, and investment in just enhancing their own distribution networks about 15%. So in essence, they are investing in the business. They're not raising money to go and buy bonds, which you just sit there. They want to invest in the business, which goes back to the point. Do you think Access is going to take your 19.75 and grow it in earnings over the years? If the answer is yes, based on their scope of what they do with the funds, talk to your advisor and do the needful. Miles, any follow-up, or we should move on?
That does a little bit of justice to it. But I would have loved you to nail a point on it. Would there be a disclosure that's okay, we've used these funds for this amount, probably after 3 years or so? Because of course expansion takes time, to build branches take time.
Yeah, I think
expecting them to disclose immediately.
Yeah, I'm going to share the screenshot for what they want to do with the funds, and I think the shortest period that they want to do any accomplishment is 2 years from today. So in 2 years from today, I mean, you would see it. Banks are not quote unquote government, right? When they have new ATMs, you will see it. When there's new investments, you would see it. When your IT runs better and faster, you would see it. So maybe that's why, but you will see what they want to do. And I'm going to share this use of proceeds also on the TL on my timeline, so folks can actually see what we're talking about. And then that way, when you talk to your advisor, you can see this is what they want to do. Is it a good deal? And then they can basically do that for you. All right. Thanks. Then Olumide, what's your mind? Olamide, I've got Olamidex 2. Olamide Oni, what's your mind? I've got JJ. JJ, go ahead. JJ, hit me. What's happening? JJ? Okay, Mr. Akim. Akim? What's happening? Hey, Akim, how you doing? Go ahead. What's up?
Yeah, not really contributing, just here to listen to what we're saying and perhaps I can make decisions if it's a good deal to invest in or not. So for
Gotcha.
now, I'm just here to, listen to what people are saying about the offer. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, talk to your advisor, read the prospectus. What I'm giving you guys sort of an explainer, right? What rights is, what don't do the funds, and how you should look at the offer. Into that way, you have better insight when you are talking. Let me get Rafinado Ifezwe. Mr. Ifezwe, how you doing? Sorry, if you request to speak, just be handy. Nedu, what's on your
Okay,
mind? Rafinado, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
I think Access has laid out a well detailed and right of issue, but I think there should be a drive to make it much accessible in terms of would I say make it more that they integrate it into their mobile app. A situation where going to the bank and all that things sometimes makes some people
No, but I've heard you guys say that you can get it on your app. The Abba says you can get it on your app. The other gentleman says you can get it on your app. So refresh the app. You should be able to see the purchasing the shares on your app. I use Access Bank. I think it's on my app. It's there. So if you have the latest app, Access Bank, Access Holdings app, you should be able to see it there. Yeah. Yeah, super.
that's all.
Excellent, man. Thanks. Great comment. Nedu, you've got the floor. What's up? Nedu, hit us. What's happening? Nedu, your hand is up. Go ahead. Unmute. Nedu, go ahead. Come on, guys. I've got Echo Stocks. Echo Stocks, please go ahead. Hey, guys, your hand is up. I called you. You're not going to speak. Echo Stocks.
Good evening.
Hey, how you doing? Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Carlo.
Hey, how you doing?
So two questions really. One is around. I'm curious as to your opinions on access bank strategies. So they've expanded into a lot of African countries, and I think it was a few weeks ago. I think it was the GTV CEO who said, "Look, we're not everywhere. These places don't make money." So I'm curious as to what you think about Access Bank strategy of expanding into so many countries and so many places. Is it actually worth it? Are they making money? And the second point really is the comment that a lot of people have made is that even when you take the price that it is in the market now, which is about 1940, even if you add the broker fee, it's still cheaper to just go and buy the shares in the market. What is the incentive to take part in the rights issue? What's the point? Why would I buy?
Yeah. So let me put it this way. So I believe that there was a date in time that this offer was approved, right? At that date in time, this was a 19% discount when this offer was approved. I think I'm understanding to be correct. About March the 28th, if you had bought this offer at 19, you're getting a 19% discount on the market price of $24. Bank shares have come down a bit because of this issue with the taxing. They're going to tax them about 50% or so of that forex revenue they made. So I think the market has reacted to that after the fact and after this has been published and come to the marketplace. But the point I'm making is that look at the price, look at the price of Access Holdings and ask yourself, is it a good price? That's really the question for me. If you want to buy it on the floor on the right issue, ask your broker. If you can get it and you believe at 19.75 it represents a discount to the intrinsic value, I think you should go ahead and get it. Echo, I think your question is valid. I'm just saying overall we have to look at investing as the future earnings. That's really it. And if we think that the earnings is going to be at a premium to what we have today, then of course we want to get in today. So I think it's a good question you've asked, and that's really the reason why I think now you seem to have a bit of parity with the share price. The share price, and I'm being very careful here, the share price is not a material thing when you want to buy stocks. What is material to you are your earnings the company is going to make. The dividend earnings to you, the bonus earnings to you, the future earnings. That's what you want to focus on. There's no point buying a store for 1 naira if you're going to make 1 kobo from that store, right? You might as well buy a store for $1 million and make $1 million from that store. You see what I'm saying? So it's the earnings that matter really, that are really your driver to stock price, not really just that share price. Z, what's on your mind, Z? Hit me.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Carlo.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yes, I wanted to ask a question. On the question on non-existing shareholders
Mm-hmm.
being able to buy rights.
Yep.
Okay, you said something about us contacting our stockbrokers
Yep.
to get in contact with the shareholders and get rights from them.
Yep.
So I wanted to ask: is it possible for these is these stockbrokers like is it possible for them to be in form of digital apps? Because there is one I was introduced to, like a Bamboo application. I want to know how authentic that is to be able to.
I don't know about
get
bank
that.
applications. I would just stick with registered SEC approved stockbrokers, SEC approved apps, and CBN approved banks, right? So stockbrokers are approved by the Charter of Stockbrokers, stick with those ones. Banks are approved by CBN, stick with those ones. Then we have apps that are SEC approved. Cowrywise is approved. Bamboo is approved. I don't know if they have these apps on them.
I was actually referring to Bamboo.
I think they are SEC approved. So if they have it on their app, go ahead. The reason why I say go to your bank is because if I have stocks in Access Holdings and I want to sell, I will sell through my stockbroker. So it's your broker that would know if there are available rights for you to buy. There's no way you would know just sitting on if you want to buy this available rights. So speak to your broker and say, I'm interested, but I don't have Access Holdings. How can I do this? They will be able to walk you through to get those shares. Yeah. All right, Z.
Okay,
Excellent. You're welcome. Echo, welcome back here. I think you dropped off. Did you want to have a comeback or were we good, Echo? Echo. All right, let's get lucky. Echo, yeah, go ahead. Did you have? I know you dropped off. I tried to explain why I think there was a difference. I think when they went to market with this, the share price in March 28 was about 24. So it's reacted after the fact. That's what I'm thinking is going on, Echo.
Yeah, I think I take your point. You know, the shares will do what they do. So I think, like you say, everybody has to make a decision as to whether you think it's value or not. But my first question, which was around the strategy of access.
Oh yeah, exactly.
To so many African countries.
Yeah.
And when I called it a bit of a jab that. Although the bank was not named, but he said, look, we are not like other banks that are in so many countries everywhere. I'm sure you know the speech I'm talking about.
Yeah, I hear you. I said your question is just this, not really Access Bank, so this is more like strategy, right? So Nigerians are the most traveled Africans, right? And Access Bank is a Nigerian bank. Access Bank, I know it was a long time ago. I read they were in Lebanon, and Nigerians are in Lebanon. There are lots of Syrians, Lebanese in Nigeria, and all that. So if I was a bank, right, I want to be where there's business. If I take my branch to Idaho in the United States, who knows me in Idaho? But if I go to Atlanta, where there are Nigerians, I get a lot of business in Nigeria from the Nigerians in Atlanta. That also opens doors for me in America. That means that Nigerian will say, I want to wire money. They go to their bank. Oh, want to send money to Access Bank. The bank, who is Access Bank? Then they start to know me and I'm able to get relationship with those other banks. So the point I'm making is that if there are Nigerians in China, it's easier for Access Bank to go to the Nigerians and to China where the Nigerians are than to say just want to go up and open up a brand new branch and all that. So Access is taking the position that let's go to where there are Nigerians and let's create this global sort of like what you have Citibank. Let's create this global banking brand. So if you are in the Gambia or in Hong Kong or you are importing or exporting, you have a Nigerian, quote unquote. It's from Nigeria, but you have a global African bank that you can do business with that understands your unique, take on business. That's where I think they are going to with this. You can't say it's a bad strategy. It's worked. People have done it. You become a global player. You get those economies of scale. You get that branding. You also get access to international capital. You've seen what Access has raised from national bodies like Dutch FMO. They've raised the largest amount. I want to get the exact figure that raised from Dutch FMO. I'm sure you heard about it. Dutch FMO was giving them funds. They're able to get all these funds because they are everywhere. So if I was let's say I was Heineken, and Heineken is all across Africa, or let's say I was Mobil, or let's say I was Adidas, which bank would I trade with? Would I trade with a bank that is everywhere? So if I pay salaries in, say, the UK, that bank can pay salaries across the world for me? Or do I now start to pick and say, I'm going to go to this bank and pick? It's all strategy. No strategy is wrong, right? It's how you implement what you want to implement. You might be different. You can't diss the other guy and say, oh, your strategy is wrong. What is your own strategy? Implement it and execute it completely good. That's really what the shareholders want to see. And if you do yours better, then you're good. There are some banks in America that have only one branch in one city and they have billions in deposits. And there are banks that have branches all across America and they also have billions. It's all about implementing your own strategy. Echo. That's what I'll say to that. All right, Echo. Thanks so much. Let's get Mr. Adetona, like that name, Adetona Sodiq. Adetona, what's your mind? Adetona. Let's get Loki. Loki, Fenris _ dad. Loki, what's up? Talk to me. Yeah, go ahead, Loki. Loki, I can hear you. Is your audio? Fix your audio, Loki. Fix the audio. Nedu, hit me for Loki comes. Loki, okay. Loki, fix the audio, then just come right back. Yeah, I can hear you now, Loki. I can hear you, Loki. Go ahead. Nedu, hold on. Loki speaking, and I'll come back to you. Loki, go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify that you can actually go through the Access Bank website, even if you're not an Access Bank account holder, to get your rights.
No.
So all you need to do is go to the Access Bank website. Even if you don't have the Access Bank More app, go to the website and it will direct you. You just put your details, your CSCS number and your CHA number, and you'll be able to see what's available to you to buy, and you'll be able to transact on it too. To generate an account number. It's just like you're paying for something online, but you're actually just taking up your rights. And if you need more clarity on that, you can just send me a DM, and I'll be able to assist you with that.
So Loki is saying it's just like buying stuff online. Go onto the app, click the app, it will tell you what you have. So Loki, this is for existing, right? Because you have is a rights offer. So
it's not just the app. No, the website, the Access Bank website.
No, I mean the offer is a rights offer, so it's going to be for the existing shares. So okay, so if I have shares, I go through the app. If I don't have shares, I talk to my broker and all that.
Yes, for now.
Perfect.
It's going to end on the 14th of August, though.
14th of August. We still get time, but guys, do it now. Get that right. Cut the check and send it. But if you wait, that money will go somewhere else. When you have money, that's when people will call you and say, I want to build a house or something. So if you have the money, do it now. Lock it away. Move on. There are lots of offers that are going to come. Move on with this if you want to do this, right? Don't delay too much and say, let me wait. Yeah. Lock it in, send a check, it's done. You move on. You get more money, right? Loki, appreciate you clarifying that for me. Thank you so much. All right, Nedu, you've got the floor, Nedu. Thanks for hanging in there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kalu. Yes, you mentioning Access Bank.
Access Holdings. Sorry, it's in my head. It's Access Holdings. Okay.
Access Holdings. This right you are talking about, is it, are we dealing with Access Bank or
Access Holdings? Access Holdings.
With this right, someone that buys this right, are you buying in Access Bank alone? Or
Access Holdings. Nedu, Access Holdings. So the holdings owns all those entities that are listed to you. All those Access Bank Mozambique, Access Pensions, Access Insurance, Access Rwanda. That's what you're buying into. Does that make sense, Nedu? Access Holdings is the corporation that is raising capital, and that corporation has got subsidiaries, Hydrogen, Access Pensions, Insurance Brokers, Access Bank. They are all subsidiaries of Access Holdings. So this is a right offer of Access Holdings, and Access Holdings owns Access Bank and all these other pensions, Access Bank Gambia, Access Bank Rwanda. Just make that clear. So does that make sense now, sir?
Yeah, thank you. And Access Bank is known for buying or acquiring banks. Is there any plan of with this fund being raised any plan of buying more banks in Nigeria? Why did they buy Heritage Bank?
I
Since they had
don't.
the
Well,
resources.
we don't know why they didn't buy a specific bank, but it's listed there in part of their distribution of funds that they are going to do local and international expansion. So they've told us that about 65% is going to go towards that expansion of the business. That would include, of course, buying. I'm not sure why they didn't buy a particular bank. We can't know that answer. The point for us is that they are going to, of course, to grow. You grow organically, which is you just grow yourself, or you also grow by purchasing partners that fit your strategy and of course your brand. So I'm pretty sure we'll see more of that going down the line. All right, let me get Larry OLB. Thank you, Edu. Larry OLB, you've got the floor. Go ahead. Hey guys.
Hi, Kalu, and good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Yeah.
I guess let me first of all start with a very clear disclosure. So I work for a firm called Chapel Hill Denham. We are the lead advisor on this rights issue. So I felt, listening and some very good questions, very valid questions. So we'd like to, answer some and just provide clarity what's going on. So the objective, and I believe everyone here, people asking questions, are existing shareholders. So as you rightly said, Kalu, the rights issue is predominantly catering to existing shareholders. So I will be speaking, to the owners of Access Bank, which are the people asking questions. Two reasons for this transaction. They see that banks need to recapitalize. So on that basis, the bank has gone to go raise capital. But second of all, the bank has been expanding, and to fund that expansion, they've also undergoing this transaction. So as shareholders, the bank requires you to support them in this journey. So why should you buy the rights, or why should you buy in the market? I think clearly people have stated if you buy in the market, there are additional charges. But I think if you buy in the market, the cash or the funds you put into the market does not go to the bank to fund this growth. So it's very important as shareholders that you should follow your rights to support the bank in its expansion, and also to prevent you from being diluted. There are various investors, foreign investors, pension funds, corporates, HNIs, who are going to be following their rights and likely pick up more. So to prevent you from being diluted, it's instructive that you follow your rights. So the questions around expansions of the bank, what they're doing, some other banks claiming that some markets are not profitable. I think you need to study those banks themselves. They're actually also looking to expand across the continent. They're starting later than Access. So of course, you understand there's a lot of competition going. So some people will speak bad or in some kind of competitive tone to say, hey, what a particular bank is doing is not proper. I think you should also study what the sector is doing. For clarity, you look at the Q1 numbers of Access Bank, 51% of profits came from outside Nigeria. That's FX. It's the best hedge you can have in a market here in Nigeria, where we all know what we're going through when it comes to foreign exchange. The bank is very, very deliberate in what they're trying to do in terms of their expansion plans. They're in the UK. Access today is the biggest African bank in the UK. And they have, target of, posting almost $1 billion in profits, in the coming years. So I think, as Carlo has, said, people need to read the documents, understand the company, and be able to decipher what's fact and what's fiction. But I think the bank has been very, very clear. And as shareholders, if we've been following the bank's history, barely 10 years ago, this was bank number 75. And over this period, they're bank number 1.
Interesting.
And they continue to maintain, and they want to be a top 10 bank in Africa. So it's beyond Nigeria. And this is going to translate into bigger profits and bigger dividends. So we implore, shareholders, follow your rights. It's your bank. You own the bank. I need to support it in all its growth. And I think, I think over the long term, you see the benefits of this investment. So I'll pause there and just listen in, but just want to provide some clarity.
Larry, excellent point. Let me just recap again what Larry says. Number one, when you buy the rights, your funds are going to the bank. What I mean is that if I buy Access Bank shares on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, I'm just trading with somebody else. But when I buy the rights, the bank, your bank, because you are a right holder, you're a shareholder, it goes to Access Holdings. So Access Holdings is investing your funds to grow that whole brand. That's number one. Number two, did you hear him say 51% of the revenues came from outside Nigeria? Did you hear him say that? So if you hold Naira and you take Naira and you buy Access Holdings, you are hedging your Naira. Look at it that way in terms of just big picture. You are buying into an organization that is doing business outside Nigeria. That's a hedge right there. Then did you hear him talk about the UK, where he says Access is the largest African bank in the UK? Did you hear that? So guys, this is what you want to talk to your advisors about and say, the guy on the space said this. If a holdings company has these characteristics and they're asking me to invest Naira at 19.75, should I invest? Well, if your advisor says it's a good deal, please hop in. Let me say this, guys. We have to. We're almost in an hour, so we'll have to shut down at least by 11:50. Let me give you guys this promise. I'm going to do this again. We're going to do this again because I can't even read the DMs. I can't read the DMs. So I will take my time. If you have a question, send the DM. If I can't answer it, I will send it to Access, and they will be able to get back to you on that. Send me the DMs, right? But we are going to have another space again, either on Thursday or Saturday, but I'll let you guys know so we can have more times to talk real time and to get experts and the workers. You can have Access workers have come, Access issue house has come. That's what you guys want. So let me shut up and let's move to about 55 and then we'll shut down the space. I am Adams. Larry, I appreciate you coming in and saying that. That was very, very helpful. Thank you so much. I am Adams. You've got the floor.
Oh, all right. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. I actually wanted to direct this question to you before, but since Larry is around, I think it's better I just direct it to you.
He's right here.
I work with Access Bank, and I have a lot of shareholders that have not picked up their rights. So initially, you said those that did not pick up their rights, that any shareholder that wants to pick up, that does not want their rights, can sell it and make money. What happens is in a situation whereby those shareholders do not pick up their rights and it's actually sold, because at the end of the day it will be sold to people who want it. Will this shareholder benefit from it? Who is going to get the money when it's sold?
So if you sell your rights, someone's going to pay for it, and that person, in addition to buying your rights, have to pay for those shares that you've given up. So so the rights that you sold, the cash will go to you, the seller, but that buyer still has to buy those rights. So that cash will go in a sense. When I say the money is going to Access, yes it is, but there's a process, right? So you raise this money, the SEC, the regulator, right, and the CBN. There's a process where they have to go through the allotment and make sure it's a legit funds. If everything is in the clear, they approve the proceeds, net of fees and whatever it is, goes to the bank, and the bank will go ahead and invest it based as disclosed in the right circular. Now, as I mentioned, how do you know they've done so? The SEC and the CBN does track use of proceeds. So there'll be engagement with the regulator to say, hey, I've done X, I've done Y, and rest assured, whatever's in that document is what they're going to do. But the original question, yes, you sell your rights. Assume I'm the buyer, I pay you whatever the fees are for the cost for those rights, but I still have to buy those shares you've given up. So that cash will still go to the Access Bank.
So, Larry, quick point here. That means that you have to sell the rights. You just can't say, I'm not taking it up and you get cash. You've got to make the effort to sell.
So, you have to sell. So there's two options. You can sell your rights and you can sign up to do anything.
No, I mean, if I want cash, if I'm a shareholder,
Renounce rights. Yeah, correct. To say, listen, I'm not picking up my rights. I want to sell them, and your broker will go to the market to look for buyers, and whatever the market price is, that will be the price.
Excellent. So don't just sit down and just don't leave the share and say I'm not interested. Make the effort to reach out to your bank, your broker, and say I would like to trade my right. That's the point. If you leave it alone, nothing will going to happen. Make sure you reach out and you get cash for that right that you don't want to take up. Shedi, you've got the floor. Shedi, how are you doing?
Well, fine, thank you. Thanks, boss.
How you doing? No worries.
I just stumbled on this space. I had no prior knowledge of this whole thing. So I want to quickly ask, in what denomination is this offer? In what currency is this
Naira.
offer being given?
Naira.
Strictly Naira?
Yeah, it's issued in Nigeria. So if you buy from Nigeria, it's going to be in Naira. That's one of the advantages that Lion has shared with us now. You are buying Naira, but you are now exposing that Naira to get earnings from outside Nigeria. So
And what's the minimum?
no, it's a right issue. It's been sold for 19.75 a pop, right? So per right. So if you're interested in taking it up, if you already own Access Bank shares, Access Holdings, you should already have that notification. If you don't, speak to a broker and say you'd like to take advantage of it. If you look on my TL, I've shared the form to fill out. I also shared the use of funds and all that. So it's all in there for you. Also just Google get the Access File. Just read up on it. And then if you have a specific question, of course, you know me, hit me up and we'll take care of it.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Larry, for the further expose. Thanks.
Appreciate that. Okay, guys.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question very quickly.
Real good. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Kechu.
Okay, I was going to ask around the EPS for Access Bank share. It's my first time trading. I'm thinking about it after I've not even started. So I'm just thinking, what's the viability of the Access Bank share? How has it performed most recently?
Let me answer this way. This is the point I made over and over again, right? When you buy any share, what you are saying is that you are buying that share at a discount today to its future earnings. So the question you're asking yourself is that, do you think if you give Access Bank 19 Naira 75 Kobo, do you think they will return it back to you with a profit tomorrow? That's your question. Because share prices look into the future earnings. So once you ask that question, in the stock market, we say past performance is not a guarantee of future earnings, right? We say that. So you want to ask yourself, is this a discount to future earnings? If Access is going to go into Lebanon, they're going to go into Hong Kong, they're going to go into US, all those other countries, and they're going to increase their earnings. Am I buying at a price today that represents a discount to that future earnings? If the answer is yes, do the needful. That's really how you want to look at it, okay? Yeah. For not just this, for all stocks, the same principle. A stock price represents the present value of the discounted earnings. So you want to buy at a price that is at a discount to what is being the intrinsic value. That's what you're trying to do. All this language, that's what we are trying to get you to do, right? All right.
All right, thank you.
Excellent. So let's do ICE, and I think after ICE, we'll sort of close it down. Thank God that Larry is here. We'll sort of close it down, and I promised, we'll do another space on this so we can have more questions. I haven't even looked at the DMs, so it's crazy. So ICE, you're going to close us down. ICE, what's on your mind? ICE, going once? Yeah, ICE, go for it. I think ICE and put on. Yeah, ICE, go ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting the...
Yeah, let's get it. What's the question?
I want to ask, I'm actually naive with all these terms. Okay, I want to ask, where do I get to meet a broker, please? And can I invest about 200K in this or more?
Yes, you can meet a broker. You can invest 200,000. I don't think you own shares in Access already. So the best thing I would advise you to do is to walk into any Access Bank share and speak to them, or just Google stockbrokers in Nigeria. Google SEC registered stockbrokers. Many will pop up. Go to any of them. There are many I always talk about. So just go to anyone that is SEC registered. They will take care of you. If you look on this train, there's ABBA. ABBA is there. There's Loki. They both work for Access Bank. Send them a DM. I'm sure they will walk you through it, right? Last person to speak to is going to be Board Olabode Abesin. Again, apologies if I killed the name. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
No worries at all. So, I mean, thanks for the explanations on this call. I just had like one question. So I understand that Access, makes money from foreign markets. But if they earn that income, is it going to be taxed at the 50% that the government is not saying? so that's one question. And then the other one is about I think the share price is currently trading less than the offer price. So it's like a negative.
Yeah, but I get where you're going. So just real quick, let's do this second question first. I think Larry has explained that when you buy from Access Holdings, your money is going to Access Holdings, so it's going to allow Access Holdings implement this plan that they want to do, these investments in material, men, and locations to grow your earnings. So if you want to grow your earnings, you want to buy directly from Access Holdings, so that way you can grow the holding company's earnings. That's why you want to go through them. The second question as to the taxation. If Access Holdings makes a profit, right, then of course the profit let's say Access Rwanda makes a profit. So Access Rwanda is going to send a dividend to Access Nigeria, correct? So it's Access Nigeria that is taxing 50%. But remember, you have Access Rwanda, Access Guinea, Access UK. They are giving you an exposure. So it's a different thing now. You're getting an exposure to those earnings in those countries to sort of hedge your naira position. So just holding Access Holdings is in effect a kind of a hedge. Taxes you pay, everyone's going to pay taxes. This is a one-time tax deal they are talking about in Nigeria. A one-time tax deal on forex revaluations. That's why they're actually passing the bill. So normal company income tax would apply going forward, I believe, unless they're going to keep on passing one times. It doesn't make any sense. So that's how I'll answer that. Larry, can we just have you give us like a closing real quick, and then from there, I've already promised we'll have this again, and I hope you will be there. I'll try to make sure it's in your DM. Go ahead, sir.
Thanks, Kalu. I just think, just to reiterate, as shareholders, and I use this word, quite firmly, you're owners of the bank. You want to see your bank grow. You want to see your bank continue to expand. I want to see your bank continue to pay very big dividends. You have to invest and support this transaction. You have to follow your rights. I guess Kalu will host this again. I mean, I'm available. I'll try and join. But I think it's an opportunity for shareholders to continue this journey. And you have the history. You've seen it grow. You see your dividends being paid. So you get dividends twice a year, right? You get an interim, and you get a full year dividend that's been paid years over years, and this can only get bigger as the bank continues to grow. So offer is closing on the 14th of August. I think there have been mentions about outlets, your broker, the Access app. I will say the NGX has also been quite innovative in creating a platform for people to buy shares, participate in these transactions on their platform. Chapel Hill Denham has advisors on this, also has a digital platform. So speak to your broker, go to Access more. You can call the customer service number at Chapel Hill, and you can also go to the NGX. On your phone, on your laptop, you can follow your rights. So we'll talk, when next week we're available to speak.
Excellent. On a personal note, I've known Access from Key Bank days. Herbert. So the people, we talk about the numbers, but again, the people behind this institution are good people. Let me just end the space like that. They are good people. So let's see how it goes. Thanks, guys, for hanging in here. Thanks, Abba. Thanks, Loki from Access Bank. Thanks, everyone that has contributed. We'll do this again. We're going to hop off. If you're interested, I have an under space I'm going to go to, but I do appreciate you guys hopping in here. I'm going to go now to the DMs and answer them. Like I said, get the information, speak to your advisor before you invest. On that note, guys, I'll see you guys again. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and bye.